I come from a troubled past, the mind of a double standard. I write with
So what's up, y'all? Good afternoon. Welcome back to another episode of the MenOvHonor podcast. I am your host, Hash Potent. Alongside me is my good friend Ken Gamboa to my left, and to my right is our newest member to the MenOvHonor podcast. She goes by the name of Helen. I just messed that up the first time. I'm not gonna do it again. Helen, introduce yourself real quick.
Hi everyone, my name is Helen and I'm ready to kick it with MenOvHonor. I have a lot of things to share with you guys today and I'm ready to get to it.
Tell them where you're from.
Well, I'm sure everybody could hear.
Well, let them
I'm
know.
from Bonneville, Louisiana. I've been out here for I think about 13, 14 years now.
Wow.
And I'm not new to this. Did a lot of film growing up, drama, to performance art school with Britney Spears growing up. So I'm not new behind camera, in front of the camera.
Yeah, so she not scared at all, and she thorough as it gets. And just briefly, man, it was exciting to know that she wanted to be a part of the show, because I didn't know. I was kind of like I was unsure, how she feel. Even though we always kind of wanted to have a female voice on the show because it brings about a level of balance, and I feel like she couldn't have been a more perfect fit. So I'm glad to have you here, Helen. I'm glad to have you here, and
It's my pleasure. For
yeah,
sure.
yeah, and it's the type of energy that we need. As we said from the very start, we are here to uplift. There's a lot of moral support for women, but not enough for men. You know what I'm saying? And we're trying to bring together the two, because a lot of this, what the world projects for us today, is that we're in some sort of competition, and we're not. Like, you know what I mean? We need each other. That's just the honest truth, and as it was God given for us to be a complete circle, man versus, man and woman together. You know what I'm saying? So that's just what we're trying to, initiate and set the platform for in most of our shows. Tonight's topic is, record it for y'all real quick. How does active fathers, the effect of active fathers in our children's lives today, and how effective is it? Or hold on, let me see. Get 1 second. Hold on. Let me get this thing together. Here we go. Okay, so how important is it for fathers to be active in the kids' lives? And what effect does the absent father have on the kids in general, sons and daughters? Man, I'll be honest with you. When I first started to research this today, I pulled up some stuff that was mind blowing, as far as the numbers and the stats and things like that. And to be honest with you, when I listened to about 4 videos and did some research on the meanings of some things, and I almost broke into tears. Like, literally, I broke into tears, bro. Because my thing is, I'm that dad, I am that father that these people are describing, or the stats are describing and talking about. I really feel like the minute that I learned that I was about to have a child, instantly responsibility kicked in.
Yes.
Instantly love kicked in. Instantly I was inspired. Instantly a new birth, a life just kicked in, because it's something that I take pride in doing. You know what I'm saying? And I like to give some sort of strength to the active dads, because it's so needed. it's needed so badly. And some of the stuff I was reading is crazy. You know what I'm saying? And I would like to give, you know, my friends here a chance to, you know, explain, you know, kind of share their sides of the story, and just kind of share with the people your experience on, you know, what effect that the lack of a father figure in the home have on you, or the, you know, the effect that having a father figure in the home had. You know what I mean? I hate to say we have a typical story as young black men and women that our fathers was not there. That is the typical story of the young black African American. And it's really sad because I can't see myself not being around my kids. Like, it's no such thing as I'm gonna just leave you with mom and pay child support. You feel what I'm saying?
No such thing.
You know what I mean? I have to be there, and I make it. You know, it's a part of me. If I'm not doing that, I feel empty. I don't know why, but if I'm not active, something is missing entirely. You know what I'm saying? So, and I assume that every dad thinks this way, and that was my first mistake, because everybody don't.
No, they don't.
Every dad don't think this way. You know, I'm just like, okay, so maybe I need to get out there and rub some shoulders, and you know what I mean?
Maybe.
Because I'm just like, there's no way. Like, it's either I'm there and I'm a part of their life, or I don't have no life. That's the option. You feel what I'm saying? So, well, real quick, I'm gonna get into some stats, and then I'm gonna let my friends here talk, you know, kind of share their story. So, basically, first of all, very young children with engaged fathers, these are some of the effects. On a positive note, it says that, and it increases curiosity from very young, as early as 6 months. It increases problem-solving capacity, which is it allows your kids to be able to handle situations comfortably without no problems. You know what I'm saying? They said it increases empathy, which allows your kid to understand how to feel, how to be sympathetic towards people, because they're gonna be in a world with people. It increases greater self-control. You know what I mean? Higher scores in mental development, high confidence and ability to solve problems, increased mental dexterity, which is basically, you know, the ability to perform skills and tasks, you know, skills in performing tasks, you know, basically. It decreases chances of childhood obesity. I did not know this. Like, that is crazy, yeah, but you know what I'm saying? Specifically with the girls, if a father's present in a daughter's life, statistics shows that she'll have fewer growth and development delays. She'll have fewer learning disorders, fewer emotional disabilities, fewer behavioral problems. Some of these things
I can agree with that.
It's mind blowing.
Yes, I can agree with that.
I'm telling you, and you know, like, and this basically is for the group of people who take pride in, you know, degrading fathers or degrading men. And I'm glad Helen is with us, because she could definitely, you know, either reciprocate or bring about a balance and a perspective of her own, because she's a woman herself. So, but I feel like that, you know, I get bothered when people get to talking about deadbeat dad. I have a problem with that.
What do you have a problem with that?
Because my thing is, my blood pumps to be a dad. Like, and it's not like, it's something that I take pride in, right? Now, I feel like if you're a dad and you're doing your job, by all means, you should toot your horn.
Yeah, definitely.
You should toot your horn. I don't think that there's a problem with tooting your horn, because I don't think it's enough of positive, active dads in society. You feel what I'm saying? And for instance, when I've dealt with the child support division, the court, on several occasions for my two boys, and when I tell you they don't give a crap about good dads, they don't give a damn about good dads, bro. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, and this is a fight that I've had to bear for. My son is 11; he'll be 12 in October 27. So I've been doing this for the last 12 years, and it's not no joke. Like, there's times where I had to make a call to the neglect hotline and kind of like, you know, explain to the people that, hey, okay, my son is in a closet. His closet is set up like a bedroom, so that mom could do her thing outside the room. Is this okay? They told me that that's not a form of neglect. So they shut that down. Now, you know, recently, and this is not to put my business out there, it's just some things that I've had no choice but to pay attention to dealing with the system. They don't care about good dads. These people don't give a crap. So it's something that you have to feel passionate about on the inside and take pride in doing for how you say, it's not for validation, but the position and the role that you play as a dad is very rewarding. The only person that you need to account to is the child. You're not doing this for these people. You're not doing this to put on a show for them, because the only time that this kid is gonna remember when she becomes an adult is the time he spent with you. You know what I'm saying? He's not gonna give a crap about you know, gifts, you know, all this material foolishness. This is the psychological effects that, based on statistics, that just the presence of dad being in the house has on the kid.
I agree.
This lets you know that our position as men is imperative in these kids' life. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So I pride myself on that, and I wanna be a form of inspiration for the dads out there. If you wanna be involved with your kids and you feel the same way, let's start taking these necessary precautions. You know what I'm saying? We have to prove a point. We already got a chip on our shoulder. They don't give us nothing. So every day you go out there, you have to be ready to prove a point. I hate to say it, but you have to prove a point to these kids. Not saying you gotta kiss nobody behind, but you gotta be willing to say, hey, look, I'm not this dad y'all got me circled to be. I'm active, you know, whether or not me and the mom is not on speaking terms, we active, you know, we here. It ain't no such thing as, I don't know what's going on with my babies. No, because I'm here. You know what I'm saying? So basically that was just a snippet. Okay, so the second half of that is a well-fathered daughter, based on statistics, is less likely to get pregnant as a teenager, less likely to flaunt themselves to seek male attention, less likely to become sexually active in her early teens, less likely to be talked into having sex in college years. You know what I mean? Less likely to be clinically depressed, less likely to develop eating disorders, less likely to be dissatisfied with their appearance, which is something that we live in a world now where it's all about image. Social media has set a platform for us to focus on ourselves. So it takes away from the mindset of caring for Helen, you know what I mean? Not thinking about me, but looking out for her or looking out for Ken. You know what I'm saying? So it's a mirror effect, you know what I'm saying? And it's kind of borderline narcissism, but you know what I'm saying? At the same time, you have to know how to decipher the two. You know, me personally, I like to use my platform to generate some sort of inspiration. You know what I mean? So some sort of positive strength. That's what I like. That makes life for me. You know what I'm saying? It makes it worth living. You know what I mean? And basically, you know, just before I move forward, I'd like to say that for you dads out there, because I just really just ran through a few points, but there's a long list. You know, the percentages of they even go into detail as far as the percentages of homeless people, the percentages of people that are involved in rape, the likelihood of people committing suicide, the percentage of young black men and women that are incarcerated right now. All of these fall under the umbrella, and it stems from the psychological effect of dad not being in the home. So if you fix your lip to think that that a father's role, it means nothing, you
don't deserve to be a father.
No, indeed. No, indeed. You don't deserve, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, fathers, you are needed, man. Take pride, you know what I'm saying? The kids are a beautiful gift from God, you know what I'm saying? And just kind of take the time to enjoy these kids, because good or bad, you're going to go through some things with them, but the ability to instill discipline, the ability to teach, the ability to be there when your kid can say, I need some help, or make a call, and you're there, this is what we should be focusing on. This is what we should be living for. So, and right now, man, I wanna just, you know, give my friends here a chance to kind of share, you know, their experience, and, you know, speak from their perspective of things. So, you know, I don't know if you want, Helen, you want to go first? Mm-hmm. Yeah, go for it, Helen.
So I grew up without my dad. My mom was in an abusive relationship with him, and he never was able to come along. She removed us from the situation as at a whole. Yeah. And I agree, you know, I agree with her. I never held it against her. However, I remember it was plenty of times that I would cry for my dad. I never really knew him, but I would cry because I knew that I was lacking that father figure, that love, that support, you know, that protection.
Yeah.
And although I had my brothers, it's nothing like the love from your dad.
Nothing like it.
So when I turned 10, my uncle found us, and he said, your dad been looking for you, and he's incarcerated. So at that time, he was already incarcerated 4 years. Oh. So I went to see him, and I was just excited. You know, I never held anything towards him. Mm-hmm. I forgave him, and I knew that his absence wasn't quite his fault, because my mom did remove us. Yeah. But I also told him that, you know, I do forgive him for the things that he did do to my mom. Yeah. And so after, you know, ever since that, he and I have been, you know, very click tight. I'm a daddy's girl. Yeah. And so the things that he instilled in me, like I agree with a lot of those stats, because I was, before I met him, suffering from emotional support. Yeah. And emotional behavior, and my cry out was me acting up in school. Yeah. Because I needed that dad love, you know? Yeah. And no one could ever figure it out. Yeah. You know, so my mom had us to go see a psychiatrist and things like that, because my brothers, they started, you know, to act up and things like that because of the lack of the father in the house. Yep. But what my dad did install in me, he did show me how a man's supposed to treat a woman. Treat a woman, yeah. He did show me unconditional love, effortless. Wow. So when it's a anniversary with him and my stepmom, I got roses and flowers. Right. I got real jewelry. Right. When it was like, okay, it's payday, let us go do something by ourselves. And my stepmom would respect it, you know, because she knew that she was developing a relationship with him, a new relationship, and I was too. You know. And this was during the time of the abuse. No, this was way after the abuse. Okay. The abuse would happen when I was a baby. Okay. Yeah, so this was, you wasn't even there. I grew up to adolescent, teenage, you know, until now as an adult. So he has, you know, he always showed me like a man's supposed to hold the door, don't let a man hit you, don't, you know, install those morals inside of me. So to the point where I'm very selective of the men who I keep accompanied. You know, but I do also agree that because of the lack of him being in our household, my attitude is totally different. Meaning that all I know is how to make things happen.
Right.
But if he would have been in the household,
it would have took off some of that.
It would have took off a whole lot because I wouldn't have to focus on just being the mom, the sister, the daughter, the everything.
Yeah, at the same time.
I would let the man really have the role. So that plays a lot in like me with relationships.
Right.
I'm used to not letting the man play the role.
Man.
Because all I'm used to is doing it by myself. Because I see mama do it by herself.
Right.
So it's very important to, as much as you may hate the baby daddy or the baby mama, you have to put your pride aside, your feelings aside for your children. I'm a mother of a almost 12-year-old. His dad has been there every step of the way.
Right.
Every time I say you need to wake up, something's happening, you need to come down here, or he's acting up at school. His teacher right now, me in a group message with her. We be on conference calls with her. We, this is something that we do. He comes out here, he stay days, he brings the school to and from the school. And I asked him, I said, I want you to monitor Barry and look at the difference that it make with you being here.
Man.
He's happy. And he was like, I don't see it until, I believe it was like a few months ago in the summertime. He was like, I do see it.
Right.
Because normally he's just, chill or whatever, but he's super excited that I'm here with y'all, And it's not about I'm going to be with you or nothing. It's really just a real family. Come together, put your differences aside. Because you're going to be here. Yeah. I never put him on child support. We always had an agreement. Look, whenever I need you, I need you. We split things down the middle. I think I'm one of the easygoing, baby moms. Yeah. And we had our differences before, but I never took him away from his kid.
Man, I'm not gonna lie. I applaud you for that, Helen, because every father don't have the same situation.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
There's plenty of fathers actually out there that I feel that want to be part of their children's lives even after it doesn't work out with the woman that they're with, the ex-wife, what have you. But again, that spitefulness and those negative emotions, interject between the relationship that they have with their children. And so a lot of fathers aren't able to be there because, the mother won't allow it. Yeah.
So mom, that's what I'm saying. Like, the moms actually can play a major role in interfering with the possibility of even building a relationship.
100%.
Like, I have a sister right now, and she my sister, but I don't approve of.
Nobody's perfect.
I don't approve.
Perfect.
Yeah, and I don't knock her. I love her to death. Yeah. But I got two beautiful nieces. They're borderline young women right now, that didn't really get a chance to build a relationship with their dad. And I knew their father personally. This dude is not a bad dude. You know what I'm saying? But she made a decision that discluded this man and moved out the state. Let's put it like that. And now you feel me? And now these two girls, I love them to death. I wish I had a setting to adopt them. I would take them in. They would come. They Uncle Brandon, I'll come stay with you. That's where they at. But I feel like I don't have the setting yet, so I can't really, because I would adopt. I'm not gonna lie. I'm mentally mature enough to say, you know what? I don't only have to father mine. I really could father some others. You feel me? And it's a lot of young kids out here that need it. You know what I'm saying? Now, basically, I want to share something with y'all really quick because I seen something today, in as I was looking up the stats, and once again, it was mind blowing. So I gotta share it with y'all. All right, hold on. Let me see if I can find it real quick. That is okay, yeah, here it is. So basically, what they're saying here, which is crazy. This was crazy. All right, so I'm just reading verbatim for y'all. 43% of the U.S. children live without a father right now. You know what I'm saying? 90% of the homeless and runaway children come from fatherless homes. 93.
Facts.
80% of rapists motivated with displaced anger come from a fatherless home. You understand what I'm saying? 71% of pregnant teenagers lack a father.
Yep, I was one of them.
You know what I'm saying? 63% of the youths suicide come from fatherless homes. You understand what I'm saying? 85% of the children who exhibit behavioral disorder come from fatherless homes. You know what I mean? 90% of adolescents repeat arsonists. Wait, hold on one second. 90% of adolescent repeat arsonists live with only their mothers. You know, people who, I guess, burn stuff down. 71% of high school dropouts come from fatherless homes. You know what I mean? This stuff is heartbreaking. 75% of adolescent patients in chemical abuse centers come from fatherless homes. 70% of juvenile in state-operated institutions have no fathers.
That's it.
This is heartbreaking stuff. 85% of youths in prison grew up in a fatherless home.
No guidance.
No God. This stuff is ridiculous. Fatherless boys and girls are twice likely to drop out of high school, they say. All right? Twice likely to end up in jail. This is sad. 4 times more likely to need help for emotional behavioral problems. You know what I'm saying? So basically, it's a huge need. This is no joke. When I listened to this and I read some of these things, it broke my heart because I'm thinking we have a powerful role to play in just being there. And I don't think that it should be taken lightly. I think that, you know, you should go out your way to make sure you prove your point as a dad. You know, like life shouldn't go on if you're not a part of these kids' life. Because just the last 10, 15 stats I just read, if dad was to be in the picture, could you imagine the opposite effect?
Yes.
The jails wouldn't be multiplying as they do because now you got dads instilling, you know what I'm saying, are active, dads that are there, you know what I'm saying? So I really, really want to take the time to inspire change, you know, to motivate. You know, I'm a dad too, you know, I don't want to leave out no dad because I walk that walk. I done been through hell. Child support, CPS, jail, neglect, police, you know what I'm saying, foster home. I've seen all of that. My kids been through these things. So when I tell you it's not, I don't take it for granted. Like, it's not a game to me. You know what I mean? I could see if you, you know, if you haven't experienced these things and you're blessed to have a good woman by your side that understands and, you know, she meets you halfway, that's a huge blessing. But I'm speaking to the percentage of dads who are not there because of whatever reason. I'm telling you, I don't have the most ratchet experience in my life. But none of that stopped me from being there for them boys. I'll catch a charge and kick a door down for these boys. I promise. I'm not lying. I promise the cops had to come get me because my thing is I got a job to do. You know, I tell my son all the time, I say, bro, you're not going to have the audacity to say that your dad wasn't there.
Okay.
You're not going to have that excuse. No, because I've been here getting my hands dirty from day one. And I think that's important that you get your hands dirty. I don't give a damn what they talking about in the system. They're not in support of us. Yeah. Let me be I'm pretty sure it was said before. Let me add to it. CPS does not protect these kids.
No.
You feel
Just
me?
FYI,
they don't
talk about Malia Davis. Yeah. That CPS girl that died.
Yes.
CPS don't protect.
They don't protect these kids. Foster homes do not supply these kids with families that genuinely love them. Can't nobody love you like your mom and your dad. You know what I'm saying? I'm a one. I like to applaud the dads and the moms that are not biological that take these kids and love them like their own. You feel what I'm saying? Because really, biological doesn't necessarily make you a dad or a mom. You gotta put some work in, bro. Like, it's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? So I want to encourage you, man. It is rewarding. You might not see it now, but when you have instilled the time and the love and the discipline into this child, you don't know what the future could hold for this kid or what he or she might be able to cultivate and change. You feel what I'm saying? Fathers, we need you. We need you.
Definitely.
We need, I don't give a damn what they talk about. We need y'all to step up to the plate, man. You know what I mean? My son is 11 right now. And I'm not gonna lie, I ain't ashamed to say it. He done been exposed to porn.
Well, mine's too.
You feel me?
I buy lotion for him. Shit. He a boy.
I ain't
It's easy
gonna
for
lie.
boys.
Look, I'm gonna keep it funky with you.
Okay.
Can't check this out,
You
right?
got a towel, you go to the bathroom, just do you.
Say, I ain't gonna lie. If your mom like Helen, that's some G stuff. You feel me?
Good boy. I'd rather you do it with a girl
Right.
and do that to yourself, be with a girl, than you watching guys
Real
as a
talk.
male.
Real and parents, I'd like to encourage you to. It's okay to monitor everything your child is doing on this phone. It is okay. You feel what I'm saying? I remember the first time. We talking grown people talk here. So I remember the first time I seen a vagina. I promise my body couldn't handle it.
Yeah, not about experience.
Bro, I was about 14, bro. I think I was about 12. And you know, the neighbor, I guess this is the age where it piques your interest. Your body start going through changes. You start getting erections, out of nowhere. You waking up like this, you feel me? No, I ain't do the magazine.
Back then,
No.
it was magazine.
Oh yeah, real talk. Back then, the centerfold was a beast. I'm talking about, I don't know what they was using, I don't know what pixel they had, but that was some clear stuff. You feel what I'm saying? And I ain't gonna lie, I promise, I remember it made me feel like I was damn near going into convulsions. I'm like, damn, bro, that was so intense, bro. I just wanted to touch them.
But these kids.
You feel me? But this is the changes that we go through. But now your child is likely to be exposed to that around age 8, 9, as young as 6, 7.
And that's where, especially for boys, this is where they need you more than ever.
Yes.
And I had that talk with my dad because he was wondering why he and my brother was my 15-year-old brother, who I have custody of now, how they were bumping heads and getting into it and things like that. I said, because you don't understand him.
Yeah.
I said, you have to understand that he's in high school now.
Yeah.
So he's creating an image for himself.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very important that you support him.
Yeah.
Okay? Or either try to understand him.
Understand what he's going through.
I said, remember, you was a teenager before.
Once upon a time.
I said, I was a teenager before. I said, the difference is I can't tell him how to be no man.
No.
I can give him the love, the nurturing from
As
a
a mother's perspective,
but I can't put him on the road to success or to being a successful man with the morals and the support from the dad. This is where you kick in at.
Yep. Yep.
He's into girls now. This is where you kick in at.
Right.
Ain't no birds. I talk to about birds and bees. No, we talk about sex.
Yeah, we ain't talking about birds and bees. I ain't never hear about no birds and the bees coming up in my house.
They're creating cement now.
Yeah.
It's real talk.
Yeah.
Ain't no birds and no bees.
No, ain't no
we
birds and
need to
bees.
talk about condoms.
Yeah.
STDs.
This type of stuff.
This type of stuff. You need to be worried about girls coming in your house now while you in denial saying that these kids ain't.
They ain't doing that.
See, my baby brother, the 14-year-old, I know for a fact.
He's smashing something.
He was standing out here for us every summer they come and visit. And a little girl, I know, okay? And I was just like, no. But I had to accept, I'm not saying that he's smashing, but I know that it was oral.
Yeah.
So I had to set him down. I was like,
Yeah.
look,
It's
I
not a game.
understand you done got your weight.
Yeah, you
okay?
done, yeah.
But this is what this is what it's all boiled down to. Look, if you smash her, put a condom on.
Right,
That's it.
Yeah.
This is all I can tell you. Put a condom. You know how to put a condom on.
Yes.
Yes, sister, I know how to put a condom. I watch a lot of porn. Cool.
Well, right.
I don't want no nieces / grandkids. Because you know my daddy had kids so late.
Right.
So I got to raise them with him.
Bro, that's what the stats said too. The stats said that because of the absentee of dad, your kid is more likely to want to have kids at a very early age, which is real crazy, man.
I mean, it's the idea that you want to emulate a proper household.
Yes.
That you didn't grow up
Yes.
in. You know
Yes.
what I'm saying?
Yes.
So there's a common theme, which I'm glad you brought that up,
Mm-hmm.
is people that I know in my life that have come from a single parent household. They tell me, I didn't come from a stable family. I want to create that, because
Right.
that's their idea of happiness.
Right.
They want to fulfill that because they didn't have it in their childhood.
Right.
So they want to fulfill it
It's
as
that void
adults.
they have.
Yep.
It's a big void.
Big void,
Touching on the stuff about pornography and stuff, like I feel like it's very imperative, while your child is going through puberty, to if you come from a 2-parent household, you have a boy, they can talk about, about sex and have, relate. Like, okay, now that my son is coming into manhood, so now we're gonna talk man talk from now on.
Transitioning.
I'm gonna teach him how to handle his sexual energy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna teach him how to behave with women.
Yeah.
How to be successful with women. If that's what he wants to focus on throughout that time.
Right.
How to discipline himself, because as boys, I know when I was growing up as a teenager and I hit puberty, man, I was all over the place, man. All I could think about was women and sex.
And
I wanted all the girls, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
That's all I wanted to do, you know what I'm saying? So every boy needs a man in the household, proper man, to teach him
Father
how
figure.
to be a proper man and
Father
harness
figure,
that
yeah.
energy. Now, we flip the coin to the other side, right? And you do have 2-parent households, but the kids still aren't getting the proper education.
Yes.
Why? Because technology like the phone, game systems, computers, they become more or less a device for the parents to say, here,
do that, and leave you alone,
Because they do the 9 to 5, they don't want to be bothered by
a scapegoat.
So they do that to, they go to the corner and then the kids doing, on some other shit.
Yes.
You know what
I'm telling you.
Talking to some dude halfway across the country,
Yes.
that double their
Those
age.
girls.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It happens. It's a real thing,
Yeah.
So it's not only, the guidance of the single parents household and the father's trying to get more. It's just about
both.
in general about the parents getting more involved in the child's life.
More involved. Yeah, because like for instance, Jay, when I found out that my son was he's 11 right now. When I found out that he got caught tongue kissing a girl by the pool in the back by the apartment, right? So the mom called me and she was flipping out. She really wasn't flipping, but she sounds intrigued in her voice. Like,
That would have been a proud mom moment. Just an FYI,
But-
because I was a tomboy, so I'm not the typical girly.
Yeah,
Like, baby, no,
right.
I want you to kiss a
Yeah,
girl.
yeah.
A girl.
Yeah, a girl.
Today's society, you have to.
What? What?
And so unfortunate, because I agree with a lot of the statistics. Because I feel like if my dad was in the house, ain't no way in hell I'll be pregnant at 17
Real
like
talk.
I was.
I already
You
know.
know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
you gotta be hip to what's going on right now.
Right now.
You know, that's just it. And like
Yep.
I tell my daddy, ain't no way in hell you should have been in your fault is having children.
No,
your kids
indeed.
was grown, because now you don't know nothing about what's going on.
Real talk. You was absent.
You're not up to speed about
No.
what's going on. And so he would kind of get mad with the boys for doing certain. I'm like, Dad, this what they supposed
This
to do.
what they supposed to do.
You know?
This what they supposed to
You
do.
agree with that? You think I want him to be with a man?
No, indeed. No, indeed. Bro, when they told me that when she told me that Jay was caught kissing a girl, I remember putting the phone down to the station. It was like, yes!
That is I'm telling you, that's a reaction I would have had.
I'm surprised by your reaction. That's the reaction you would have had, because I feel like from a male perspective, from a father perspective, it's like, hey, my boy. The older he get. But for mama's like, my little boy, my innocent, sweet child that, never did anything. Like, it's like, I feel like it's that way because, again, that dependency, for a parent, like you could see your child kind of moving away on that dependency from you.
Which is great because my son is my only kid.
Okay.
So I don't want him on a titty his whole life.
Right.
Okay. I don't want a mama's boy.
That's a very good mentality to have as a mother. Because a lot of mothers don't have that mentality.
And it's 4 brothers. I'm the only girl. I had no other choice but to play basketball.
So you had a lot of male influence.
I had no other choice to sleep on the dirty mattresses in the project. I had no other choice to climb the trees.
Right.
I had to be my brother's teammate playing ball.
Yeah. She thorough.
So with that being said, it's like I understand. To me, I understand boys more than I understand girls. Because I've been around it so much. So that to me, that's a natural reaction. Just like y'all, like I'm glad you get your ears, you're wet behind the ears, And that to me, it builds a greater relationship with the boys. Because, the boys really don't like sharing that type of information with a woman.
Yeah. True. They probably more comfortable.
My kids, I'm talking about my brothers and my son, they tell me everything. How you think I know about the girl in my apartment?
Right.
And all I just tell them is, I keep it 100% real with them. And sometimes they be like, sister, like, I'd rather you hear from me than you try to hear something the street is not right.
True, very true.
So they respect me enough to let me know when they feeling this type of way. I'm ready to do this, so I'm gonna do that. And I don't have a problem with it. Like there was a time this summer, my oldest brother was kind of forcing my 15-year-old to go talk to girls. You always in the house. I said he gonna talk to girls whenever he ready. I said just because your kids or my other little brother, they already jumping off the porch and ready to go ahead and do them. I said he has his time because I feel like my son is gonna be a late bloomer. He's still into comics and YouTube and stuff like that. A girlfriend is nowhere near on his mind.
Right.
But when his time comes,
And it's a good thing you know that, and the only way you would know that is because you're involved.
Yes.
You feel me? Like, I'm not gonna lie, my concern was with the porn situation. Right in the same column where there's MILFs, POGs, mom smashing brothers, and a button over is gay porn.
Yes.
Now, the psychological effect of gay porn can really corrupt your kid if they get exposed to it at an early age. I'm talking about sensitive age, between the ages of maybe 6 to 12. It could corrupt your kid's entire future. So, and I ain't gonna lie, for a dad, I feel like that is the worst thing that could happen to me. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know what I'd do if I was to, because the way I grew up, and I'm not opposed to the lifestyle, but my thing is, I come from Trinidad. This is a culture out here. You damn near want to hang yourself if you get caught with this type of foolishness. You feel what I'm saying? And I'm probably one of those guys that's gonna go to the grave like that. I'm not gonna lie.
But in some cultures, they kill you. Right?
I'm not gonna lie.
It's not the way you're supposed to go. Boom.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna say this pertaining to that. Like as a kid, in my family, I have an aunt who's a lesbian.
Okay.
And, she's carries herself like masculine man. Beautiful woman. She helped teach me about life, and how to carry myself, in the world, because people are always that's however you carry yourself, that's how people are gonna perceive you and treat you. So I remember as a kid seeing a lot of homosexual dudes, come in and out the household, because that's where her circle.
Company, right.
That was her company. And I mean, I never had like any inclination or desire or idea in a sense to say, you know what, like, I wonder what it is to
Which
be
is
like
a
with
great
another
thing.
man, you know? I feel like if you're gonna be what you're gonna be, you know? It's like if you're born a certain way, that's what you're gonna be. Like, I don't think just because you see two dudes together, automatically like that's gonna make you want to have sex with another dude. I feel like if the desire is there, then you're gonna do it. If it's not, then you're not gonna be interested in it in the first place.
Honestly, I strongly believe that when you and I stand to be corrected, right?
Because like if you were like, let's say like your son saw like a gay video, like gay porn video. Like if he don't get an erection, you know, he like skip it. You know what I'm saying? Like boom, like I ain't interested. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like that's what I'm talking about. Like if the desire is there, then that's something they were born with. Like I don't feel like you become gay or you know queer because you saw something that you weren't supposed to. Like usually it's like a trauma. Like I feel like either it's some kind of like you were molested as a child, like a really life-changing trauma, or you were just biologically like your hormones work a certain way and that's what you're attracted to.
Okay, so really, and we just gonna have to disagree on this, my friend.
Okay.
Yeah,
But,
I have some disagreement as well.
I'm not gonna lie. I strongly believe. I read a book called The Power of the Subconscious Mind. Let me tell you something. The minute you begin to intake something with your eyes, it's biblical. I don't want to be too biblical, but you know, the eye beholds the soul. It goes together. The minute you begin to watch something, you would be surprised the effect that it would take on your subconscious. The minute you start looking at it, you feel what I'm saying? So, hence the reason it is important that you be careful what you watch.
Of course,
What
I
you
mean,
bring around your kids.
it's like, of course, like
Just like racism, I mean to cut you off, but just like racism, it's not something that you're born with.
It's taught.
It's a taught
it's
behavior.
A taught thing. Yeah, right. But at the same token, like I'm not talking about a consistent, you know, event of continually seeing that stuff, you know, back to back to back. Maybe then it would have a psychological effect.
Okay.
But if you just, you know, if the child saw it at one time out of curiosity or just happened to be shown some stuff, I don't think it would have any type of effect.
I'm not gonna lie to you. That depends on the age of that child.
It does.
And-
Age has a lot to do with it.
Yeah.
I'm not thinking about a child from 5 to 8 years old. I feel like no child, although it does happen.
Because if you're 14, 15, you might be able to handle it.
I was exposed to pornography at 5 years old.
But was you exposed to gay porn?
I can't say that I was. No.
Okay,
You know, I
so
can't say
see,
that I was.
it's gonna have, because I see, I watched this video once recently, and I really watched it with my son. And it was, the guy he explained how that being exposed to gay porn is actually what piqued his interest as late as 14. He was 14. And because of the absentee of his dad, he now developed the psychological effect of wanting to search for this void from a man. It ruined him, he said. And this is what it's an effective course of event that will happen to you based on what age your child get exposed to this. You feel what I'm saying? So I honestly believe that all it might take is one time.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
that's
had a friend growing up, and he had like 6 sisters. And just being around girls and seeing them dressed up, and you know, we playing baby dolls and stuff like that. Dad had him like, okay, shit, they playing baby dolls. I'm gonna play baby dolls.
was
And he
it.
had to be,
you know,
probably we were probably like, I'm older than him, so I'm probably like 8, 9, and he's like 5, 6, and to this day he's gay.
So wait, hell, let
And
me.
it's a lack of, the mom was always out in the streets. The kids raised each other. Dad never was there.
There it is.
There it is.
There it is.
You know, you had no structure.
I came from a similar situation, and I'm the complete opposite. You know,
right? You are one of the
right.
I might be an exception. I don't know.
You one of the fortunate ones.
Every person's story, you know, you have so many factors coming into each person's life that you can't really like generalize and simplify to make it black or white and say, oh, because they didn't have A, B, and C, that's the way they are. It's too many factors.
It is.
We're too complicated as human beings.
However, it's a lot that can be eliminated.
Okay.
Yep.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yep.
So if the mom would have never been so far in the streets and she had more exposure and he has a more father figure, and it's like, because he's fucking 5.
Yep.
What do you know about being gay? You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna say it like this. Who knows? If that child had both parents, maybe that stuff would have remained dormant and would have came out later in life.
But check this out, right?
Sure that
maybe that situation of not having both parents agitated what was already there.
At 5 years old. See, here's the thing.
You never know. Listen, I know people in my life that are queer, and they tell me, you know what, I knew when I was 6 already. I knew that I had an inclination towards, liking the same sex. You know what I'm saying?
Because of the exposure.
The exposure.
No exposure. No.
Okay, let me ask you.
I'm talking about from a 2-parent stable household.
So scientifically proven.
I'm not saying, I'm talking about their experience in their life. Going to school.
Okay.
And, just having that natural inclination that's what they like.
Okay, now let's be clear. Like what the statistics are saying, they're not saying that it doesn't happen.
Who made those statistics though?
No, it doesn't matter. That's what we had a conversation like that before.
It's important where those statistics are coming from and who's being studied.
Okay, let me tell you. It's kind of one of those things, right? You either understand it or you don't. Now, there's no...
Nah, you gotta help somebody. No, if you talk
about
educating, right?
Okay, we will.
You just can't understand. You gotta help me see it if I don't see it.
All right, so my boy Ken here is one of those people who, if you say,
now you gonna label me?
No, he's my boy. He's my boy.
Debate.
Yeah, because you debate. He's one of those dudes.
I'm one of those too.
If you say this is green, he gonna be like, nah, who says it's green?
Who says it's green?
You feel now? I'm from a different era of time. I'm white and black, so I don't do all the whys and the who's and the what ifs. No, it's right or wrong. That's it with me. So,
but right or wrong is a perception, a point of view.
But I'm saying, wait, how old are you again?
I'm 25.
25. It is.
And the story.
No, you can't.
I got to think with him. I got to think with him.
Ways to end the argument.
But no. But check this out. My thing is, I really believe that, and I don't question it. Now we can differ there, but I feel like they're not talking about the whole world. They're just saying it's likely that this percentage of kids will have this effect because the father was absent. They're not saying that some of the kids who came from a father and mother being active in the home may not experience this. You know what I'm saying? So I think once we understand that, we'll be able to assess it with a more level head. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm just saying if you expose this kid, this young kid, even if it was mom and dad in the home, right? He had to have seen that somewhere, whether he spent the night somewhere or they wasn't around 100% of the time. All right, I'm gonna explain to you. My son, 11 right now. It was at one point in time because his mom, and we getting ready to wrap up too, y'all. Don't worry. But at one point, his mom, she wild. She a devil and dabble. You feel me? And she is not as staunch about cautioning my son from this type of behavior. She one of those, one of her best friend, a stud. I mean, a lesbian. Her girlfriend is a stud. She has a son. He's the same age as Jay. I done told her, hey, bro, don't let this little nigga play with my son. I don't give a damn. Because you got to realize the energy rub off. Like, honestly, I mean, if now we're men, you know, a dude brush up on you the wrong way, some of us, it's going to be a fight off the muscle. Don't, you know what I mean? It's just an understood thing, you know what I mean? So, but, you know, some guys may be okay with it. I don't really particularly play gay jokes. I'm not really with that. Yeah, you gotta respect my squirrel, or it's gonna be a problem. You know, it's just what it is. But it's some guys they're okay to that, and like I say, we're entitled to be opposite.
Yes,
it's fine. You could go this way. It doesn't make you. I'm not putting you in a bracket or him in a bracket. I'm just saying, we just might have different perspective on the topic. You know what I mean? So
no, I get.
I mean,
I get from the perspective that you're coming from, Ash, and absolutely, it does make sense. But again, I'm the type of person who I like to look at things through every perspective possible,
As you should.
And I feel like the answer lies in the middle. You know what I'm saying? I feel like for example, a lot of my friends are Nigerian. I have a lot of Nigerian friends, and no country is more conservative and traditional than Nigerian culture. Yep. And I mean, I'm talking about
meaning they don't play that.
No, if you're Nigerian, Nigeria, and they find out you are queer, you will get stoned. You will get stoned right then and there. And so a lot of these households come from 2-parent households. They're very traditional, very Christian oriented people, and very disciplined. But you do have like a lot of people over there that they like the same sex, but they won't come out because
they wait till they come to America
and then they are who they are. But I guess I'm saying that to say that even though you might have, like I said, you might have a 2-parent household, you might have all the bells and whistles that needs to be for this child to for this young man to be a man, or this young woman to be a woman. Right. I feel like they're gonna be the way they're gonna be. Like,
and just hope that they.
Yeah, as a parent,
You just hope that they take the right way, Like, and if they don't, you have to be able to accept it and love them no matter what.
Like, if I had a son, like I'm with Hash, and like if I had a son, like I have an idea of what I want that child to be like. Like, I want him, not to prioritize, playing with girls and stuff, but I want him to be, successful with women. If I had a son, I'd want to say, damn, like my son brought this beautiful, girl home. Like,
to the crib, yeah.
Or, he carries himself like a man and stuff. Of course, but when the topic of why they're the way they are like that, like, I feel like it's really, really complex. I feel like it's really complex. And it's a lot of factors falling into it.
Yeah, it's a complex thing, because my brother, the 15-year-old, told me, and this is a boy, and I don't know if it's that he's very observant like myself.
Yeah.
And so he said, I already know that he's gonna get someone out of his race, because that's an attraction for him. But I also told him, I said, you need to at least date a black girl.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And I said, well, what would be something you looking into, for a woman, just to pick his brain and see where he's at on mature wise. And he said, I'm gonna say this like this: if she's half of you at an early age, that's who I will want. Yeah. And they almost made me cry. And I'm not the type to just get emotional, but it made me realize that he's watching me.
Yep.
And that I have to continue to set
that example.
That example for
and
him.
See, it goes. I'm glad you brought that up, because little girls, a lot of times that they come from a household with a father, they'll try to find a young man who emulates
their
father naturally.
And that's quite naturally, and it's the same thing with my, with my brothers. Yeah. They lost their mom at an early age, and I have always been that motherly figure. Yeah. So when he told me that, I was just like, what? And he was just like, if she even we can work our way. He was like, I can't see myself not being with someone of the qualities that you have as a woman.
And see, I want to bring this up, because I feel like this subject needs to be talked about. The subject of the white household and a black household.
Yes.
Like you see, I'm gonna say this. I have a problem with, growing up. I didn't grow up in a 2-parent household.
Okay.
I was raised by my mother, and I can remember growing up from the ages from 7 to about 17 years old. Not so much today no more, but I still do think about it. I used to feel a sense of, I used to be slightly envious and hurt when I would go, I would see a white family and they had both parents. They might have not been happy, but on the outside.
But they got both parents.
Yeah, but on the outside it all looked, good.
Put together.
You know what I'm saying? And then when I look, at our communities, it's the complete opposite. A lot of these people that, these white people that grow up in a double parent household, I'm like, the whole structure of how they live
is different.
It's so different. They go to school, they go to college, they go to the best colleges, Ivy League schools. When they get out, they continue to cycle, get married or whatever.
Yes.
And it's not like that in the black community. You have a lot of beautiful women, and a lot of, intelligent, handsome men making all the wrong choices because there wasn't a good example at home. With white families, you have, your dad, he got a bachelor's degree, your mama got a bachelor's degree, you know what I'm saying? They have careers, they're professionals at something. Yeah. So they have a template, at home. For us, for minorities, for black, a lot of Latinos too, that's not it right there. Same for in the Asian, Asian community. You don't hear any issues. Exactly.
So that's why we, it's one of those things that is very important that we try to fix that generational.
How do you do that though?
Yeah.
How do you do that? That's the thing.
We by what we doing right here.
Yeah.
We start to the mission to empower dads to, take pride in their position as fathers.
And see, I would go as far as to say, why not empower the man, or the young man, enough to if I don't have children. I don't have children.
Right.
But if I were to have children, I would take a step-by-step program, for myself. I'd be like, okay, I'm not gonna have kids unless, I have a certain amount of money, I'm successful to a certain extent. I have a house, and I have funds for this child's school and whatever. So whatever happens, everything's prepared to bring this child into the world. And more importantly, I am a man, a proper man, and a teacher, because this child needs a teacher, They need some. I don't want my child just to grow up to be just another person. And that's okay if they want to be that, But I would want to raise my child to be the future, to be a leader, somebody who changes the world and contributes to the world before they go.
So let me interject for a second, right? And this is just based on my experience. And when the minute that you learn that you are about to be a dad, instantly fatherhood kicks the heck in. Yes. I don't care what your paper look like. Yeah. So it's one of those things. It's a good thing. We would all like to be financially stable and have something laid out, right?
And there's no rules to it.
Yeah, right, but there's no rules.
There's no rules to it.
Look, it could happen for you tomorrow. You know what I mean? You smash something. You know what I mean?
And boom, she pregnant.
She's pregnant. You feel me?
That's why I'm like, I'm gonna bring education in. You know what I'm saying? Because when you look at the white community, the Asian community, even the Indian community, you know what I'm saying? They educate themselves first. They put all that stuff to the side. They go to, and they did this study has been done many times where they found that people who have a good education and a career, they postpone having a family later on in their life, until they're more stable, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like, coming from an impoverished background, like I was, man, you unemployed, you know what I'm saying? You ain't got nothing to do. You got your girl. You ain't really properly educated when it comes to condoms and birth control, you know what I'm saying? So you don't have a job, what you gonna do with your girl? You're just gonna smash all day, man.
But if you know,
you're gonna have kids.
But if you notice though, this is what makes me believe that it's actually accurate. because granted that dad was really involved and he was there, the likelihood of you desiring this from a young age would be lessened. You know what I'm saying?
Desire what?
You know, of wanting to, you know, start your own family. Because a lot of times that happened with me. Because now there's a positive and a negative effect. Like sometimes the absentee can cause the kid to act out, and you know, cause behavioral problems to develop, mental disorder, right?
Yeah.
But then there's another effect that causes the kid, because they didn't have this dad, they kind of want to recreate their own lifestyle. You feel me? Yeah. So it's a positive and negative. I was one of those kids that wanted to really change this title of not being around. I was one of them dudes. You feel what I'm saying?
That's why I'm bringing in the education. So you know, the next generation, when they have children, when they decide to have children, they're more inclined to be better fathers and parents.
I agree with that. I agree with you both, because when I got pregnant, instantly get into mommy mode. You couldn't tell me and Barry Daddy wasn't gonna get married, and I wasn't madly in love, and we was gonna have a family, and we was gonna do this and do that. Oh, behold, I got slapped in the face.
But I mean, that's your journey. That's a learning experience, I'm sure.
Yeah, but like Hash said, you know, we are generational. Like, you know, because I didn't have this.
You wanted to bring that change.
So what I tell my kids now, you know, my little brother made a comment, was like, I'm gonna have me a kid at 21. So the hell you not? Like, no, you not.
No person in their 20s is ready.
If you're 26 or older, you have established financial stability, established a successful and a healthy relationship, and you have paid your student loans off, and you really feel like you are a man, not a boy, a man.
Exactly.
Really take on responsibility.
To each his own, go ahead and do it.
Exactly.
You know, and just like you said, as far as when the kids, you know, get out of school, a white home, you know, the different generational home. What you have to think about is that this has been like this forever.
Absolutely.
It have always been silver spoon.
Yeah.
You know, so you can't really just want this life like these people, because it's been like this forever. We never had that.
I feel
it's
like
a different.
If there was a point in time in history,
it's really complex.
Double standard.
In the black community, there was a point where that was becoming something. You know, like the rise of fatherless households have been on the rise for the past 30, 40 years.
And it's worse now.
It's worse now. You know, it's at an all-time high. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want to say that, you know, there are I believe there are outside forces, you know, kind of that have sabotaged, you know, like Freeway Ricky Ross, you know, the biggest, you know, crack dealer in America. You know what I'm saying? He talked about how, you know, the government allowed him to be able to introduce cocaine into the black community, so these people could go fund a war, you know, in Central America. And there you go, you turn, you know, a lot of these people in the black community into addicts and stuff, and you destroy, you know, the family unit. You know what I'm saying? And so then it's a generational thing that continues and continues. In 2019, you have countless fatherless homes. You have black males, you know, growing up to think that worshiping thug culture. You know what I'm saying? And like, thinking that having 6 baby mamas is like the cool thing to do, you know what I'm saying? And having 10 kids spread around the country is, you know, makes you a man. Like, it's a mental sickness, and it needs to be rearranged and cured. But it needs to be diagnosed, and once it's diagnosed, more importantly, it needs to be, you know, there needs to be a step-by-step program to how to cure it. You know what I'm saying?
That's why it starts in the household.
Yeah.
Man.
You know, as much as we can go around the subject, there are a higher percent of successful black men and black women who has been brought up in a 2-parent home versus a single mother home.
Right.
And that's just it. I'm the only one of my brother and I, the only one of my family went to college.
Right. But the only thing is, like, the percentage of the kids that grew up without is way, it surpasses the percentage of kids that actually did, at least in the urban community. You know what I'm saying? Like there's more kids that now that were raised with a father being absent in the home.
Oh no, absolutely.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So it's a little different. You know what I mean?
And it does absolutely have a psychological effect, and we need to be able to, again. It's all about the education, you know. It's all about the education. Like
it's time for us to change.
And it's not about, you know, having a penis in between your legs and, you know, that automatically staples you as a man. Like that's not what a man. A man is about being, you know, a responsible person, a responsible male, a male with principles.
Taking responsibility.
Having principles. You know, having guidelines for, you know, yourself and any person that, you know, is coming into your life. And if you're a man of faith, you know what I'm saying, then, you know, follow your faith, but follow it the way it's supposed to be followed. Don't just, you know, talk about it. Like that's happening a lot too. You know what I'm saying? But
go ahead.
Yeah, in essence, you know, the child. The father is imperative. I didn't grow up I grew up in a fatherless household. My mother wasn't able to teach me how to be a man.
Right.
You know, I had to look outside to, you know, to find an example of how to be a man.
Right.
To teach myself how to be a man. You know what I'm saying?
And that's why a lot of kids go to the streets.
Right.
Oh, absolutely. Pimps, you know, drug dealers. Those are the best examples.
Look
at the culture.
This is all. This all I see, and I don't have it here inside. Yeah. So let me, you know, go out. And I explained that to my dad because he's a single parent.
Yeah.
And I was just like, "You're the best thing for these kids." Yeah. I said, my older three, the older three of us, we didn't experience our whole life with you.
Yeah.
But these two do. You know, they have. So it's very important that you really step up and do what you're supposed to, you know, do what you're supposed to do as a father and lead and guide them into the right direction.
Let's talk about this because I feel like we talk about the negative, you know, or at least I mentioned the negative. We have a lot of men like Hash in the country, you know what I'm saying? We have a lot of black fathers who are present, but they're not talked about because doing the right thing is not celebrated. It's more or less expected.
It's true.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So I want to talk about, you know, that aspect as well of this whole topic. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
can I throw this wrench in there?
Go ahead.
What if the dad is gay?
Oh man, see that's
and
something.
He's present.
See, that's something that
I still feel like that doesn't. Your sexuality doesn't have anything to do with you leading your kid into the right direction.
You talked about y'all talked about earlier that, you know, your child's exposed.
Yeah, but this is all right. Go ahead.
Cousins and they dad is gay. And
okay.
We used to go over their house all the time. I seen it. I guess his now is his husband.
Right.
His then boyfriend all the time, and we was just like, oh yeah, that's just how they daddy is.
But let me.
We was never like.
Yeah, that's a good one, man.
Well, let me ask you something, D. Is it, or is it that the exposure that you had towards seeing a male figure, should I say male figure instead of gay, surpasses the amount of times you've been around the two gay people? Because what I'm saying is like it didn't affect you. Yeah, you wasn't affected.
Well, it didn't affect any of us.
Okay,
like,
right.
His kids either.
Okay.
None of them are gay.
Now, what I'm saying is, I feel like it's still you guys were just a percentage of who didn't get affected. Like in other words, we all as kids our DNA setup is different. The way we're wired is different. Some of us come from homes where you have mental issues. Some of our processing is different.
If you saying the DNA and the wiring is different, then you kind of agreeing with him.
Well,
I was going with that you was born that way.
No, okay. Let me clear what I'm saying.
You have it in you.
No, I'm not gonna lie. Like I'm not saying that you may not perceive it that way, but what I'm saying is, it's on the topic we might just have a different perspective. That's it. But I believe based on the way we was designed that a lot of our behavior is patterned by influence.
So let me ask you this: if there's like Darius mentioned, you know, if you come from a 2-parent household, both are fathers, will that child do you feel the child has, a higher inclination of growing up to like the same sex more?
Of course. Okay. Of course. So you're saying that if two dads was to raise a kid like a couple, would it not have an effect on the kid sexuality?
It would have an effect of judgment as far as how they view two people of the same sex being together, but I don't feel like it would have an effect as far as what they desire sexually.
I agree on one part, and
so the tolerance would be there. The tolerance would be higher to see two people of the same sex, like, well, you know what, I grew up, that's fine, like it's whatever, but I don't like it, so it wouldn't affect their sexual orientation. You
know why it's not fine? Because this is not how God designed us to be.
Okay, so now you're coming from a religious. Yeah, now you're coming from a religious perspective.
No, we're not talking about religion, but I'm just saying that's not how God designed us.
Okay.
The optional way of looking at it being okay, this is a new world thing, but the original way we was created, we was not supposed to be male with male. Right. It's not normal. It's not you guys can't conceive no kids. Y'all can't have no family. It's inhumane. It's not a normal behavior. This is not about me objecting on what the world considered to be normal. No, this is not how we was created. That's all I'm saying.
Well, I had a cousin that turned gay because of his uncle, but his uncle boys, he had like 4 or 5 boys, none of them gay. And I said, well, how come you became this way? And he was just like, because of the exposure that I had, the things I seen, I thought I was interested in it. I thought it was fun. I thought it was the right way. And I felt the attraction to a male, but all 5 of his boys, they're not. So it's just one of those things, like you have to just hope that they go the right way. Okay. I don't, to each his own. You be gay, be you, live in your truth.
You're right.
Don't commit suicide. I love you no matter what.
Yeah.
And I tell my boys that all the time. I say, I don't want you to live in vain with yourself. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. If this is who you want to be or who you is, be that. I'm gonna always love you no matter what.
Same way. It's for me. It's like I don't give a damn what you do privately in your bedroom, man. Like whatever you like, you could like giraffes in your bedroom.
Okay.
I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
For me, it's who are you as a human being and what are you like? Are you a good human being? Do you help others around you? You know what I'm saying? Or are you the opposite? That's all I care about. You know what I'm saying? Right. That's all that matters to me.
Nobody want their kids to be gay.
Absolutely. If you
want their kids to be gay.
If you have a certain vision with your kids, you want your kids to be like anything that goes against that, it's going to be a disappointment to you.
Right. Right. 100% correct. However, I just feel like it's so many gay, and I'm going to say guys, that commit so much suicide and that go run straight because of their parents.
Once again, as much as you want to say, you don't give a crap. Check the statistics of people who are committing suicide, people who are depressed, and see if it equates to the message that we're trying to project here. We're not trying to depict what sexual preference people have, but we're simply stating that it has been proven to corrupt a large portion of our generation today. That's all we're saying.
Like a father.
That's it. I'm not saying, all right, but it got 2 dads who raised this. No, I'm not. This is not the point here. All I'm saying is that look at the corruption on the scale of statistics and the proof that has left out here of the destruction that it has had in the family. That's it. Right. If like you say, if you like giraffes, that's your preference, my G. You know what I mean? But the effect that him liking giraffes may have later on could actually alter the direction of the future of the next generation. So are we trying to instill change, or are we just saying, hey, whatever you choose is cool? You know what I mean?
It's about change, yeah, but I'm not saying that I'm supporting any political leaning or sexual orientation. I'm not doing that at all. I'm just, trying to individualize the human being more than kind of simplify their situation. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that just because they don't come from a 2-parent household or they do, like that has an effect on it. It obviously might, you know, when you look at the state of black manhood today, like you see, you know, in the mainstream, like rappers wearing dresses and stuff and high heels and all that, and that being an example of manhood. Of course, that has a deep rooted effect. You know what I'm saying? But it does have a bigger influence again if you don't come from a 2-parent household where you have a proper male figure in there to show you how you should carry yourself as a
right. Once again,
and I'm not disagreeing.
Yeah,
with you,
no, I get what you're saying,
you know?
but it's basically the same thing. It's like this is what needs to be exemplified because this is what we was created to. This is how This is initially what we was created for. Man, a guy supposed to be with a girl. I'm not knocking the gay community at all. That's them, but at the same time, me and how I raised my child. And once again, when you have a son, your perspective may change.
Well, you know what? A
lot will change when you have a parent.
I have 2 sons, and I mean, me and my fiance.
Yeah, but that's just you though, Darius.
It's not. I mean, I got friends we talk to, and it's like they gay. That like I look at gayness as your sexuality too. So. Like you said, the giraffe things in the bed. Like the only thing I just don't like is I don't like guys like dressing like acting. Trying to act like a girl because I think like they're stereotyping women. Like women act like this, and I know women don't act like that.
They really don't. Yeah.
So that's what I don't like. But if you having sex with I don't ask you questions if you was having sex with your wife.
Right.
So I don't care about what you do sexually. That's your business. That's like I look at it like that. That's your business.
Okay.
So to touch on the topic with like say Young Thug wearing a dress like that, stuff like that doesn't bother me.
It is right.
So because I'm like, okay, just wearing a dress equate to you having sex with a guy. Right. And again, if I don't care about you having sex with a guy, then that doesn't bother me at all.
No.
But much is exposed, and the exposure now, I do think there are a lot of people that's saying it's a sport.
Yeah, but I'm
to do a lot of things.
I look at it also as like the attraction.
Influence.
The attraction of it. Like if you have an attraction to it, it's like you have straight guys, say sexually, straight guys who like to get their butt ate when they have sex. They only like doing it with women. They have a sexual attraction to women, but you would have a lot of straight guys be like, that's gay. Anything with my butt is off limits. That's gay type of stuff. So I look at it like that. Like if you have an attraction to it, you have some dudes like, dude, I just like that. That's just what I like.
No.
Like that's attraction that has like, I think you can influence the attraction, and a lot of times the attraction is already there to certain type of stuff. Like my mom and them never listen to classical music. When you get in my car, that's what you're gonna hear. And my mom is always like, I don't know where he get that from. We never listened to none of that. And it was like, that's just what I like. Soon as it came on, I was like, I like that. This is the stuff that I like to I like to do. Oh, where did you get that from? I don't know. It's just what I like. So I kind of look at it like you have this attraction thing that you're also influencing, but something that you can't touch because it's just already there. So if like you have this attraction to, I think little boys have an attraction to other little boys before they like are like told you need to start talking to girls.
I agree.
Because when you growing up, you like, man, I want to go hang with the boys. I want to go hang with the boys. I used to hang with girls all the time. I used to play with the Barbies because that's what everybody was playing with, and that's what girls had. They had girls toys.
To the girls, yeah, exactly.
So my aunt would come in and be like, put them Barbies down. You need to be, y'all ain't got no boy toys, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I was tripping on it. I get it. Like, growing older, like, I get what she was trying to do. And it was like, that didn't have, like, that wasn't going to make me attracted to other boys because I'm playing with Barbie dolls or girls.
But there are kids that do.
And see,
so that's where she comes from.
That kind of goes
that's where she's coming
but
from.
That's what I'm thinking about. Like, you have that, sometimes that attraction in you that's influenced and attraction that's not influenced. You just have an attraction to blah blah blah.
Well, I mean, it's good. It's good to have different perspectives on a topic. It's just you just gotta accept that. I can't change the way you think as an individual. It's just your preference, but you also can't judge me because I believe that this boy should be a boy.
Listen,
Yeah, but before,
your opinion is your opinion.
That's it.
You know what I'm saying?
But that's what I'm saying.
You don't switch it. You can't fabricate. You can't do nothing. That don't make you. You got to be 100% with yourself. And that's just how I am. You gotta be, 100% with yourself. Don't try to change it for nobody. Because let me tell you, I would debate all night to prove my damn point.
Right. And you know what? This is what the platform is for. Yeah, it's okay. What I wouldn't want us to do was to stem away from the initial point of the episode, which was, the effects of that. Because I think we kind of merged into the whole gay topic a little too heavy.
Controversial topic.
That kind of goes with it.
It kind of goes with it.
That's like if you have a gay dad, we're talking about the dad's sexuality, and y'all touched on it before. Like both of you guys said, like we want our kids, our sons to not be gay, or our kids not to be gay, and that comes with the dad being in the life. And I'm saying, well, what if the dad is gay? Because you have some dads who are gay. So we put
it does.
So we don't veer off. We still on the same thing. It's just kind of like a branch, like, well, you do have this section of society who are gay dads who are in their kids' life.
I mean,
I seen a stand-up where it's a drag guy.
Okay.
And he talks about his sons that he's raising.
Okay, now let me ask you, because since we touching on the topic, do anybody know the stats on how normal are gay dad families now today, or we just talking about maybe one or two families? Like what's the numbers on the amount of gay dads raising kids? Right now, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like, do we know the numbers, or we just talk about?
We could pull that up.
Yeah, I mean, I like to know the numbers because I don't really like to just, I like to be informed and
same sex.
Yeah, same sex. I'd like to know the numbers on that. But I also wanted to be, before we wrap up, I wanted to do, a small segment. I know we got deep into this, but I wanted to do a segment, entitled When Dad is in the House. And basically what that is
same-sex households make up 0.8% of all U.S. households.
There you go. Answer the question. That means...
What was the question?
I'm saying the percentage is so small. It's not a norm. It's not like it's going on everywhere. You're saying... And once again, I think if we understood...
But this is also from the census.gov, so these are people who actually are open and coming forward. Like the Nigerian argument, you got a lot of people who don't come forward because of how they feel. So with that suicide thing, people are committing suicide because they're not accepted. They're like, when I come out, y'all gonna ridicule me. You gonna look like, my dad is gonna look at me like I'm a disappointment, I'm a failure to him.
I know, but look, it based on the stats of the effects of what we was talking about, it's way different. We talking about 65, 75, 95, 0.8. That's a huge difference. So it's not like...
What, though?
Okay, what I'm saying, because I don't want us to get off topic. What I'm saying is, what we talking about...
I'm trying to just get clarity for people listening. Like when you say 65, I'm trying to figure out what you're...
Okay, no, but I'm saying we just went over the percentage, so you didn't hear the stats?
Well, no, like recap me, because I got kind of lost just coming up with it. So
Okay. So the thing is, the percentage of the effect that the absentee dad has in the home today, it outnumbers the percentage that you're referring to with the 0.8% gay father raising the child. So you understand what I'm saying? Like it's two different, 95, 0.8. So what I'm saying is, it's not a norm.
95% of America is fatherless?
No, we'll go into that later because we're getting off the topic now. But what I'm saying is, what we touch bases on, we already spoke on it already. So, and I'm pretty sure most of this we probably gonna have to cut out. So, but it's all good. But basically, when you go through the editing, you know what I'm saying, we could recap on that. But basically, it's all I was saying is, I was just reading some of the stats, the statistic that shows the effects of an absent dad in a home, period. That was it. I don't think that's too complicated. There's nothing to figure out there. It's just saying that, this is what is proven to happen when dad is not there. That's it. We're not talking about nothing else. You get it? I'm not talking to you. I'm just telling you because you felt like you needed to share something.
No, I just wanted to interject something because you brought up the gay stuff prior, so I was wanting to throw something in.
I know.
Like throw an example, like a scenario in there. Like this is a scenario. What you think?
I got what you're saying.
Not like I wasn't getting none of the other stuff.
Yeah, no, but I'm saying you was asking me to recap on what we spoke about earlier, and we really just went through.
No, just when you started saying the numbers, when you just say the numbers just out of nowhere, then it was like, hold on, recap what those numbers mean again. Like, what are you referring to?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's something that we probably need to talk about off the camera.
We're gonna hold on to that.
Yeah, because
I feel like that subject within itself is another like hour, 2 hours.
It shifts. Yeah, we shifted already.
Most definitely, I would like to come back.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah,
and come back to that topic.
I think that if Darius wants to, we can actually have a segment dedicated to.
We actually do. We actually need to do that.
Yeah, but first of all, we have another show after this it's going to be primarily the same thing, but it's going to be geared towards mothers and the importance of a mom being in the home. You know what I mean? So we want to shed light on the mother so we could bring an even balance to this. But
let me ask you this, Ash. You being a father, you know, because again, this is talking about the effects of fatherless households and so forth on the child. For the fathers that don't know how to be a father, what kind of advice do you have for them on how to be a proper father if they don't know how to? Because they were never shown how to, you know, be a male leader in their
man, household. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna be honest with you. I wasn't shown. Let me say this. My dad was absent as well, right? I was just blessed enough to have role models that came from church. I'm not gonna lie to you. All the role models that I grew, and I lived in Trinidad from the time I was born to about 16, right? So most of the guys I grew up with, they were the role model figures that I took, you know, example from. They came from out of church, right? So I was just blessed to learn from these guys, you know, structure, discipline, humility, patience, you know, endurance, these kind of things. Everybody does not have this type of access. Like I spoke to my son. I asked my son. I say, son, you know, when I was coming up, I was blessed to have role models, right? Who would you consider to be a role model to you right now since you've been out here? You know what he told me? He said, you're the only role model I have. That is mind blowing. I mean, proud is one thing, but it's mind blowing and devastating in another sense, because that's letting me know if I get locked up or I'm not here, my son is screwed. You know how crazy that is for me? So my thing is, if I could shed any light on it, I kind of feel like I pray that you might have good influence in your life, somebody that you could look up to, somebody you could take example from, somebody that, because I'm not gonna lie, there's good guys out here that you don't have to be related to. Just like me and you met. I met you in a chair. I already knew. I'm like, yeah, this dude right here, we could vibe. You know what I'm saying? Because I saw something in you. It's just the same way. You know, I met Darius. I just took liking to Darius because he was cool. He was willing to work. You know, and he would tell me like, look, whenever you're ready, let's go. It's like we click. Now, I'm not saying we're gonna always agree. We're human beings, but I'm just saying there are good guys that you could pattern your lifestyle over. It's just that we're outnumbered because we have media and a bunch of other corruptions.
The media likes to focus on the negative.
The media will ruin your kid, dog. You feel what I'm saying?
And you know, don't forget about the topic of, well, the aspect of, you know, self-education, because you yourself, you know, like you can
took the time. You're saying like I took the time.
Yeah, of course. You took the time to self-educate yourself and read books and improve yourself as a person, you know, as a human being, as a man and so forth, so you can be a better example to your kids at home.
But I'm not gonna lie to you, and this is it's pivotive because of the influence I've had. Because in Trinidad, not only was I surrounded by brothers who came up in the church, right? I came up around Rastafarian. Like, these dudes are militant about their walk. They kingly. So all I know is king. I don't know the funny stuff. It's weird. And this is why I was glad to come across the statistic on the effects. Because all it's saying is that these are the possible effects when dad is not around. So in place of my dad, I was just blessed to have dudes like the guys I seen. Plus I had guys like, I don't know if you know Sizzler and Capleton, who they are.
I do not, no.
Man, these dudes literally raised me. You know what I'm saying? When I tell you the way they live so, it's so high and it's this conscious kind of walk that I took attraction to. I just like it. It was pure and it was manly. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I am the way I am. So I think before, me and you get into a debate on what my view is on sexuality, just understand I came from a background where this was conscious to me.
Absolutely.
You feel what I'm saying?
Your experiences in life are gonna form who you are as a person and your opinions.
That's it.
The examples that you have around you. And as human beings, we have to, just understand that we all come from different walks, and we got to understand the path that we come from.
Yeah.
I'm super excited about next the thing, speaking about the mothers, because
you can speak about some of that now.
No.
I'm not talking about that topic.
Yeah.
Because I do want you to add more to this whole topic, because having a woman perspective is very important.
You finna hear a lot from this young lady. That's why she's here. You feel me?
So what about from a woman perspective, making better choices when it comes to choosing your man, not choosing the bum, not choosing the guy that's gonna leave you, is gonna leave you, having 4 baby mamas, before you. Wait.
Let's save that for the next show, please.
I actually think that is a segment for the next show.
Section, yeah.
But to piggyback on what you're saying, I have 5 important men in my life, and all of them serve a purpose in my life. I have an oldest brother who's used to be abusive. I have a middle brother who's loving and caring, and I have 2 baby brothers who is one is very passionate and just nurturing by nature, and I have another one that's just stirred and hard, and then I have my dad. So all of them show me different things and what I would need for a man. If that makes sense.
Yeah, I got what you're saying. So each one played a role.
So all of them plays a role in my choice of men.
Right.
I know I'm not going to deal with nobody who's abusive to me.
Right.
I know I'm not going to deal with no one who's disrespectful to me. I know what I want. I want a romantic man. I want a man who is not afraid to cry and to show me his flaws, put his pride aside, to show me, to who he really is.
Who he really is.
That's my baby brother. So, like I said, I get all of that. See, my middle brother, we're like twins. And the love that he showed me growing up, I don't take nothing less. You know what I'm saying? Nothing less than what he showed me. Nothing less than what my dad or my other brother showed me. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, that double back. You guys are going to hear a lot of my truths on the next episode. Everything I'm telling you is facts. I don't have to fabricate anything. I don't need to lie to no one to kick it. That's just what it is.
That's just what it is, right?
But yeah, man. Next subject, I'm just like I'm ready for it, because I that's my experience. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I can't speak too much about men. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever, kids being, without their fathers. But I have friends that parents was on drugs and stuff like that, and their mother never was there. My mom always was there, but she wasn't there. You understand what I'm saying? So I just take my experience to make sure I better myself so I can be a better mother to my children. You know what I'm saying? My mom was there, but she wasn't there.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's
and that's very possible.
That's
very possible too.
Section, because a lot of people just just downgrade dads and talk so badly about dads and they disgust and all this. But what about the moms? Absolutely. The moms trauma kids.
Yeah.
And trust me, both of my older brothers are traumatized by my mom. Because her choice of men and what she chose to do, and she never was in the streets, never was in a bar room or anything, but when it comes to being with a man, you know, it was like sometimes they felt like she put a man before us. Honestly, I felt it too, but I was too young to really realize it until I got older. So I know for a fact, ain't no man comes between my damn children.
All right.
Now, I'm going to let you be the man and guide and lead these kids and run this household. However, if I feel like you don't like my kid or you have a vendetta or something towards my kid, you can get the step because my kids come first. You're not going to have my kid with no traumatic childhood and them feeling neglected because of a lack of love from me or lack of love in the household. No, I'm not doing that with them.
Darius, you want to say something? You was about to say something just
now. Oh, I was going to say kind of flip the question around. Back to guys. Just like guys' choice in women.
Guys' choice in women?
Just the responsibility of men.
Yeah.
When you look at like women choosing bad guys and blah blah blah. And I'm saying like the men's responsibility to like to themselves basically.
Yeah, this is true. I mean, it takes two to make a child. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So, but you know what? Like I feel like a lot of men they do make bad choices in women and vice versa, you know. Mm-hmm. But I feel like those are the households that come, that are
they're already broken.
Broken households, single parent. I'd rather be from.
So should we put the blame on women?
No, but I would like the perspective of a woman.
I'm saying put the blame on women only in the sense of if we're saying a lot of kids are growing up in single parent households.
I mean because dudes can
well, hold on.
Guys can lie too. They could.
No, I get you. I'm only saying from the fact, from the perspective of if we say, a lot of kids grow up in a single parent household. Yeah. So most of them are growing up with their moms.
True.
So their moms are the ones raising them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So are their moms the reasons for their bad choices?
No. They are the reason for their own bad choices.
Okay. So the responsibility lies solely on the individual and not their circumstances as far as how many parents.
Don't get me wrong, some certain exposure has something to do with how your children turn out. Mm-hmm. However, when you've reached a certain age of maturity, you're responsible for your own actions then. Remember, I have brothers. I'm the only girl. And all of us say the same thing. Mm-hmm. You understand what I'm saying? All of us say the same thing. So who do we hold responsible? Both of the parents. Because both of them should have been there. Both should have been
true.
There.
That's yeah.
Both should have been there. Moral support, love, nurturing, guidance.
That's the way the kids perceive their responsibility. They're not gonna separate like me. I really don't blame my dad. Mm-hmm. He wasn't there, but I know my mom, so I think that they could have come to a medium. They didn't. Like for instance, I've been through hell with my wife, but I never left.
Yeah.
I was always there because I understand that it's nothing perfect. Like I was sharing with the guys at the shop. If the nowadays the relationship, the norm of relationship lasting right now is different, right? Like back in the day when your grandma and your granddad made it together with each other 50, 60 years, right? You think if they would have left for every little difference they had, mm-hmm. they would have had a marriage?
What changed things in America I think the concept of divorce is like more of an American issue, really, or
yes.
a westernization issue. It basically became the norm when the sexual revolution happened in the 60s, and I think this was the second wave of feminism came about. It just completely changed the whole map of America and how, domestic, households were because, you did have marriages, like you said, 50, 60 years, but a lot of those marriages weren't happy marriages. Mm-hmm. They're only sticking because
they didn't want to be judged by the outside eye, you know.
I get, but
I can't wait till we touch on this subject.
And then you had multiple.
But and should we leave that for another? Because I ain't gonna lie. Yeah.
Well, those dads were in their lives, right? I mean, I guess how we perceive it, like
right. That's the key.
They were like in both houses.
So that's the key. Like you said, that it's really how we as a people today perceive it. Because honestly, let's just look at the fundamentals. When they say for better or for worse, it doesn't say how worse should get before you leave. It just says for better or for worse. So yeah, they was not happy. They may not have been happy, but it doesn't mean that you should just walk out of a marriage just because you're not happy.
Let me ask you this. From you being married to your wife, and like you've alluded to not having not everything not being good with your wife, you know, the whole marriage. You've had your ups and downs and so forth. And you are coming from a religious background, you know, where you do believe that when, I'm assuming, please correct me, I'm paraphrasing, that if you get married, that's it. Like there's no walking away from that. This is an oath that you've taken in front of God. Is that correct? Let's say the topic of, or let's just say infidelity becomes a factor between your marriage, either by you or your wife or whatever. Is that enough for you to separate from that union that you've created in front of God?
Nope.
And why is that?
Because it's for better or for worse.
Okay.
Let me tell you something.
But that's his beliefs.
No, but let me just.
I'm not against it. I'm actually listening.
Wait, time out. I just want to know how we get on this subject.
That's what I'm saying.
This is just
no, because honestly,
I say we need to touch this.
No, this is perfect.
Yeah, okay, but listen,
because like I say, your son's watching you, and if he knows what's going on, you know, between closed doors in the bedroom between you and your wife, you know, he's gonna, you know, take what you're doing as a template, you know, for what he should do in his life.
Okay, now
had a family cross town type of stuff.
Man.
Okay. That's a
that's it. Yeah. No, I ain't gonna lie.
I don't think it's different because, like, back in the day, those dads would be,
it was acceptable.
Like, no, I mean, like, he would be in both households.
Yeah, my grandfather was one. He was in 3 households.
But you knew, right?
Well, I didn't know, but once, you know, my mom got older, she told her, and the woman was okay with it. But the thing is that I don't think back then a lot of women knew their worth.
Well, I'm just saying how it's
they were settling for who he was and what he was.
And see, that's why I brought up the sexual revolution and the second wave of feminism. It quote unquote freed, liberated women, and they walked away from, you know, the marriages and stuff.
And do you blame them? No, because I don't want nobody just cheating on me.
Right.
Nobody
I don't want nobody just having 9
does.
kids, and I got to explain this to my children. I have to explain this to my friends. That's humiliating.
Yeah, nobody.
Well, I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna tell you this, right? Like, we kind of would have to have. It would help if we have an actual, you know, lady who, you know, of some age, you know, older age, that's been in a marriage for a while, in this room to kind of explain the importance. Because if it's just one person saying, I would stick in here through for better or for worse, and everybody else is saying.
No, but nobody's disagreeing with you.
No. I get it. I'm cool.
I'm playing your point.
I'm okay with it, but I'm just saying. I think that it would be better if we actually have. Because I ain't gonna lie, I've only been in my marriage going on 9 years.
I think that's a long time.
So you know, and we never really got divorced. We separated one time, but you know, it wasn't enough to lead to divorce. So, I mean, it just differs. But I think I tell the guys at the shop, you can't counsel a long-term relationship if you ain't in a relationship.
Right.
Well, I
you feel this?
But we're gonna talk about that at another time because it to me it has nothing to do with
we talk about
time. It has nothing to do with time. It has everything to do with experience.
Okay, well let me just say that.
We talk about this.
All right, look. All right, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Now, what I wanted to say too, Darius, is that I feel like we shouldn't prolong the show to and we could cut all this out if you can, please. But we don't have to, because 2 hours, to me, the listening span of the attention span of the listeners is not, they gonna listen to part and then they gonna click off because we're not keeping the interest. So I feel like it's really important to kind of stick to the topic, and if we want to create a whole nother session, we welcome to that. It's endless content. That's why I'll be telling y'all, write down your stuff and let's put it together. You know what I'm saying? Because I be doing that. I try to do that as best as I can.
I think next subject gonna hit real deep with me.
Well, we're gonna kind of let you do your thing. You feel me?
Well, I'm not gonna say just do my thing. It's just that.
Not even gonna breathe my mouth.
No, I want you to.
Yeah.
Cause I'm not, I'm not perfect or nothing. The reason why I say that is because it's something that needs to be heard too.
Okay.
And I seen it like firsthand. And I just feel like it's time for us women to stop badgering men so much when we're fucked up too.
Right. That's why I'm glad she's here. I'm happy she's here.
So, but I'm very neutral with everything. I'm not gonna just take sides. I try to comprehend. We had a whole thing at the shop the other day. Yeah. And I was just no, you can't, whatever. But I do feel like that one is gonna keep people on their toes. Like it's gonna be it's gonna touch some nerves. It's gonna touch some nerves. Yeah. Okay. This section it was really to me was very uplifting, but I think next section is gonna be uplifting and rootless at the same time. And emotional, because I think that it has to be said, some way somehow. Well,
I'm glad that you're here to bring some fire to our discussion, and I'm cool with it. I'm not. Trust and believe me, I don't take none personal. My skin thicker than a mug. Yeah. So when I leave this room, I'm walking up out of here with my head up. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you shouldn't. So it's just a discussion. You know what I'm saying, Darius? Ain't nothing here directed to nobody, and you know what I mean. I think it should be understood that way. But anyway, before we leave, man, I like to give people a book really quick, and I was looking at it while we was talking, and I feel like it's gonna be my next purchase, and the book is it's called Dads Who Stay and Fight: How to Be a Hero for Your Family by Greg Trimble. I think that's about to be my next purchase. I finished the book called 10X Rule. That book is the bomb.
And what is it on?
The book? Oh, you mean what platform? Mm-hmm. Oh, you could. Well, I have Audible, so I buy it, and I could share it with you. So if you want, I could share the library with you. So if you But anyway, check. I think that'd be a good book to check out for the dads. I wanted to do the When Dad's in the House. Let's just do that real quick. So basically, when Dad's in the house, we just gonna state a few things that happen when Dad's actually there. A few positive things, and I'm gonna set the tone like this. So when Dad's in the house, it's not likely too often strangers gonna come to your door and be knocking at your door. You know what I'm saying? When Dad's in the house, what's your perspective with, like, do you remember, like,
when Dad's in the house, it gives you a more security, a more sense of protection. That's a go.
Coming from my cousin's perspective, my uncle,
when Dad's in the house,
it seemed like, man, shit, I don't know, like there's more discipline, man, asses will get whooped, asses will get whooped.
Darius, jump in, man. When Dad's in the house, you got kids, baby. When Dad's in the house, what's some of the things that go on?
Everything is in order. It's discipline.
There it is, you feel me?
There it is. And it's running around in the wild, man.
When Dad's in the house, the kids get fed, you feel me? Like, my kids don't know nothing about poverty. They don't know nothing about not having. Because when Dad's in the house, he provides.
Man, see, one of my favorite rappers is Houston's own Trey the Truth. Oh, yeah. That's one of the biggest. Like, if you talk about, he is a dad. That man's a father, man.
That man fly all the way to, is it California?
Yeah, Cali.
To get his daughter a few times out of a month. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And now he's fighting the courts to get her to move here. So that, that unnecessary excessive money.
Shout out to Trey the Truth, man.
Yeah, shout out to Trey the Truth, because he is a real great father, and
he's a leader.
We have to talk. The next section, I'm gonna give y'all the raw truth about women.
Yeah, I can't wait for that.
And that's how bitter, how broken, how selfish they can be with men with their children.
I can't wait for that. I got a few things to put on that note. But anyway, y'all, I appreciate you guys for coming here and taking the time to round table with us. And it's really interesting to get the different perspectives. And, you know...
We almost had a fight in here.
No, we didn't. No, we really didn't. I ain't gonna... You know, but you know what's crazy?
I can't wait to see this video.
I'm gonna tell you what's crazy, right? You without speaking, as Ken say, energy is in the room. You could pick up exactly what it is.
Oh yeah.
And this room's so small, I could tell what Helen thinking right now. You feel? She trying to get to the house. She got something going on.
I have children.
You feel me? She got children, right? Right.
And
it was so good, man.
And I ain't gonna lie.
I'm not saying that.
All right,
Ken. Let this be the first introduction. The first, how you say the first impression is the last one.
I ruined it.
Yeah.
It's 10.
It's
10?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh.
That don't mean that.
Nah, but look, you see, he don't got no kids. You feel me?
Okay.
He talking about
You can't relate. You cannot relate.
He talking about, look, he's talking about, let's keep going. We can talk about it right now. Nah, we really got to get up out of here. You feel me?
And that's why I wait until I'm 35. Honestly.
Well, ain't no wrong with you. Real
talk. You ain't
gonna be dealing with the kids.
Nah, you ain't gonna want to be dealing with the kids.
I'll take a Red Bull every now and then. That's cool.
Yeah, when he have kids, y'all, trust me, we gonna check them out when these babies come out.
We have kids, we gonna bring his ass right back to
Real
the
talk.
table.
And we gonna have your kids right here. You feel me?
Like kid, what you say, 5 years old?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Talking about, let's go. But anyway, guys, we appreciate y'all for listening to us. Once again, our show, Men of Honor, is geared towards uplifting of men. At the same time, once again, I believe that if the more honorable men we have, you have options. I'm not saying I'm here to change what you decide as men, but if I could be of some sort of inspiration, you know what I'm saying? The more honorable men we have, the more honorable fathers we have, the more honorable husbands we have, the more honorable brothers we have. You know, and to follow that, when we set this tone, good women are going to follow. It's just a natural effect. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we could differ in opinion all day, but let's check out the relationships that actually work. Let's check out the pattern that actually work. It's effective. Now, I'm not saying I was born in 79, so I'm of a different mindset. You feel what I'm saying? So I'm adapting, you know what I mean? I have to change, but at the same time, I could clearly see this is not about when I was born or anything like that, but this is proven to be destructive. Absent fathers lead to a lot of little dysfunctions in these kids' life, and this is the only thing that we're trying to bring some sort of change to. So I appreciate y'all. You know what I mean? Once again, Men of Honor is one word on YouTube. Go check out the YouTube channel, MenOvHonor. It's one word. If you separate the words, you're going to pull up a whole bunch of other stuff. But just put it in one word and you'll see the channel.
And subscribe to the channel.
Subscribe to the channel.
Get on that comment
you know what I'm
section.
saying?
Really, engage, add your thoughts to it. This is a community.
Yes.
Community.
Yes.
So we all have something to say and we want to hear what you have to say.
And before I go, I want to give out my girl Helen's information. Y'all be sure to check her out. Helen, you want them to get your FB or just your IG?
Well, you can follow me on Instagram at Hope Mariah T, or you can follow me on Facebook under Helen Turner. I have 1,000 requests, so
she is. She
you have a long night ahead.
Yeah, they checking her. They've been checking her out. Basically, they trying to get in her square. You know what I'm saying?
I have a women empowerment page with my sisters called Queen Hughes, so you can go on Instagram and see the things that we have been doing. We also is a women empowerment group. So it's good to, to have both, men empower, women empowerment, and
right, vice versa.
Come together.
And basically, before we get confused about this perception, women, we need you.
Yeah.
you know, and vice versa.
And we need our men.
It's a need. This is not, you know.
That's beautiful. Like that.
Yeah, we're not in competition. This is you don't have to compete with a dude. You feel what I'm saying? He gonna come to provide. You just come to serve. It's just what it is, you know. And however you might perceive that. Now, it could be a whole debate.
Let me tell you.
You feel what I'm saying? It could be a whole debate.
The whole dynamic is like when you want to boil water, you just can't, you know, just make it hot and boil. You need a saucepan and you need water. You know what I'm saying? And that's how women and men work. You need both. So you
need both, bro. You need both. And that's what we trying to encourage. You know, can we agree on normalcy, y'all?
A normalcy?
Psych! I know y'all got that. I was gonna say normalcy in the sense of men, women, you know, fathers, mothers being involved in their kids' life.
Okay.
Yeah, you just said okay. Like,
no, hold on now.
No, it's cool. No, we just talking. Yeah, but anyway, you know, this is what I'm trying to imply is that, you know, fathers, you guys. Be involved. Just be involved. You know what I'm saying? And if it's possible to work things out with the person that you're with, work it out, bro. You feel what I'm saying? I'm the type of person, if I love you, I'm stuck. I'm not gonna lie. Like I say, it's different people. It's people who could get up and walk smooth out your life and not look back.
That's me.
You feel me?
I'm working on myself.
Yeah, and I ain't gonna lie. I mean, I almost wish I had that gift because I would have been touched the gravel a few times.
I'm not gonna lie to you. It's a gift in a sense, but it's definitely a curse as well.
Oh, okay, all right. That's what I'm saying.
So we're gonna touch, like I said, we're gonna touch on that.
Okay.
Because the next podcast that we have, you're gonna be like, damn.
Yeah, y'all heard it first.
A lot of things like we hear so much about.
Really marinating this next episode.
So
be ready.
So basically,
trust me,
stay tuned. Stay tuned. The next episode is going to be entitled the importance of a woman in a marriage or in a relationship, but more importantly in a kid's life, in the child's life. You know what I'm saying? Let's just leave that for the next time. We got some paperwork to do, y'all. Thank y'all so much, and we'll see y'all next time. Peace.